2018 was ik hier voor het laatst C2E2 in Chicago. Benieuwd of het nog steeds zo leuk was als toen. Lekker rijtje om te komen bij Amerikanen zijn dol op queues. En wij gaan nu naar een queue. Ik heb een god niet waard, maar het zijn er wel een hele hoop. Dit zijn de mensen die al wachten. Dan gaan we eerst door veiligheidspoortjes. Allemaal in de rij. Voor C2E2. En in die rij ga ik straks ook staan. Ik moet wel heel eerlijk zeggen, we zijn hier een kwartier te vroeg. Dus dit is eigenlijk de rij om naar binnen te gaan. Zo gaan we naar binnen. En dan gaan ze allemaal. En ik zeg, tijd om in te voegen. Hoge avond vandaag gehouden hier. Oké. Het leuke van Comic Con is deze meneer achter me. Die zat ineens een filmpje aan het maken, zoals je net ziet. Die zei van niet filmen, niet filmen. En iemand anders zegt, ja, het is niet zo gek niet wil filmen. Dit is allemaal gejat. Dit is allemaal via AI gemaakt. En dat verkoopt hij. En daarvoor is hij een beetje overspannen dat ik niet mag filmen. Maar hij heeft wel gefilmd. Hoe groot is de kans dat je naar een Nederlands filmpje kijkt? En geen Comic Con is compleet zonder Taylor Swift natuurlijk. Taylor Swift als Deadpool. Taylor Swift als Sin City dame. De zingende Taylor Swift. In de woorden van Charles, moet je hebben, maar dat is nog niet alles. Ze hebben speciaal voor C2E2, hebben ze echt telemania hier. Oh, deze meneer gaat diep zijn.
Ja? Ja.
The next person also has a couple of books that he's doing. Everyone knows names, so I guess you really don't need an introduction.
Hey everybody, how are we doing? Good, yeah. It's great to be back in the Midwest. I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, just a few hours north of here, and it's like if you read my books, you know that I put most of them in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or in some sort of suburb of Milwaukee. And then my mom lived down here in Chicago, and actually, if you walk around like in the River North, like Gold Coast area, you can walk past the building that is the reference that I sent further for the House of Slaughter. It is just right around there. So yeah. I don't know, this is, it's really, really wonderful to talk to you all. I have this one beautiful slide right here, and that's all. And I'm definitely not prepared, but I'm very, very excited to be talking to you all here today. You know, this year is a really, really big year for me. You know, on top of, you know, launching the new iteration of Tiny Onion, which I'm sure like, it's okay that none of you know what Tiny Onion is and what we're doing. That's like, we're a weird kind of approach to starting a comics business. We are an independent production company, more than anything. We work with publishers. We are not a publisher. And as you know, I work with a lot of the best publishers in the comics industry to give you books that we hope you can sell in your shops. That is my, you know, real goal. Is I want to make books that you can pick up that are easy for you to sell. Like, that's what I want, and I want them to then help you sell more of my books because I'm going to keep writing them because for whatever reason I can't stop doing that. Yeah. So you know, right now we talked a little bit earlier tonight. I'm one of the founding creators of Distillery, and I launched a book called Spectrograph with the amazing Christian Board that came out this week. And I'm so ludicrously proud of this book. It's something that I've been talking about for about 4 or 5 years now. Ever since we did that, it's often a story and the Halloween special that they did, I think, in 2018. So it's just like, it's been a minute. Maybe that's just it was the core of that idea has always stayed very, very simple. It's basically about, it's our take on a haunted house story, because honestly, like, the inception of this book is very simple. I love Christian's art, and I wanted to see him draw ghosts. So I found an excuse to make Christian Ward draw ghosts for me, and it is like that. That's really the drive behind all of my comics. I love comic book art. I love comic book artists, and I love trying to. I love getting them to draw my ideas, and somehow I've turned that into a career, which is crazy. Yeah, sorry, I'm just rambling. I don't know. The Spectrograph is going to be a 4-issue series. This is each of them are 46 pages. They're oversized. They are beautiful. I love the oversized album format. It is just, you know, like, for an artist like Christian, it allows them to use every single centimeter of the page. It is just like, it is something to behold. And so yeah, that's the book that you know is coming from Distillery, and I can't talk about the other books I'm working on for Distillery, but know that there's more to come. And I mix the second one up, may or may not be with another one of the founding creators. So just wait and see. We have a lot of really, really cool things in store for you. Over at Image Comics, the thing that I'm very excited to tell you all is one of the biggest questions I've gotten from retailers for the last 2.5 years, which is basically, when is Department of Truth coming back? And the answer is June. Department of Truth is coming back in June with issue 23, and we are not going on an extended hiatus now until we get to the end of the series, which is still a ways away. We are now back. We're back at it, and we're coming back with our universe's take on November 22nd, 1963. This is us doing the JFK assassination in the series and exploring the character. Like, Lee Harvey Oswald is a key character in the Department of Truth mythos, and this is a story that I've been waiting to tell since I pitched the series to Martin Simmons all the way back in, I think, 2017, I think, was when I pitched that to him. So we are also finally collecting something that will sit alongside the Complete Conspiracy hardcover, which is we were pulling together Department of Truth Wild Fictions. On my newsletter, I ran a feature for about 1.5 years where I brought in like incredible comic illustrators and illustrators who don't even work in comics all that often. But we have Ken Williams, we have Bill Sienkiewicz, we have Tron Wynn. Like, we have so many incredible artists from every corner of the comics medium drawing all of my favorite cryptids, and then we have the case files of the Department of Truth's first encounter with those cryptids and all that. So it functions both as a piece, it functions as an art book of cryptids that if you just have someone in your shop who's really fascinated about Bigfoot, like, this is a book that you can hand them. And we're also going to be reprinting the 2-part Bigfoot story from Department of Truth as the header of that. So it's just like, here's a taste of the series itself, and here's a bunch of like really cool monsters and cryptids and all sorts of fun stuff. And the other thing connected to all of that I'm not allowed to tell any of you is that I'm flying directly to Los Angeles after this to do a bunch of very important meetings regarding the Department of Truth television series. I can't really say more than that, but we have been in development on that for about 3 years, and this is a very, very exciting moment, and you should all cross your fingers for us. But Department of Truth is a really important series to both me and Martin. We took a little break because, it's a heavy book to write, bluntly. And then we had a lot of fun going and working on Dracula over at Skybound for the Universal Monsters line. And I may or may not be doing one more book through that one a little bit down the road. I'm working with a very, very cool creator, and I can't hint at that at all. That is the only licensed thing that's on the horizon for me. But it's coming. And so Department of Truth is coming back in stores, and I'm hoping that what this does is kind of help you guide the readers that have found that series and love that series towards some of the other amazing books that I'm doing at Image. About a year ago, I launched a series called World Tree with Fernando Blanco. World Tree, I think, is one of the most upsetting books I've probably ever written, which is saying something. And it is something that I am deeply proud of, and it's something that I've been really, really happy to see the response over this last year. Most recently, we got the incredible news that actually sales between issues 9 and 10 went up, which was very good news. That made me feel very nice, and thank you very much. I really hope that as the second volume of the series is right around the corner, that you can find more and more readers for this title, because it's a book that I see running for a long time. We have lots of stories to go. Once we wrap up the second arc here, the next story arc that we're going to do is going to deal with the entire backstory of the character Fear, who is a character that, if you're familiar with the book, is our nudist like serial killer lady who is tied directly into the larger mystery of World Tree. World Tree is a story about essentially there is an evil internet that lives beneath the internet that is trying to break through into the larger world, and it's all the people who have been trying to prevent that from happening for years, and it's about them failing. And it's about the end of the world, which is about what a lot of my books are about. The other book that I have coming out through Image is a series called The Deviant, which is also part of my larger Wisconsin lore. And it's a book that is really deeply personal to me. It's the one book that I do that doesn't have any science fiction element. It doesn't have any supernatural element. It is just it's a crime comic. It's a serial killer comic. And it's something that's really personal to me. Growing up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I went to high school 15 blocks away from the apartment building where Jeffrey Dahmer committed his murders. And that loomed very large in my childhood, coming of age in the city. And it's something that sunk in deep. That and watching Silence of the Lambs at too young an age and a bunch of things. And I am really deeply proud of this book. Joshua Hickson, I think, is doing the best work of his career on it. And the one thing, so this is a series that's going to run for 9 issues, and we realized based on how getting the trade out and all of that, we weren't going to hit this Christmas, so we are going to split it into 2 trades so that we have a Deviant Volume 1 that is in stores for this Christmas, because this is a Christmas story. We want to make sure that this is a book that you have and you're able to sell, and then a little bit down the line we'll do a nice big fancy collection that has the whole thing together. But this is a book that it is a Christmas story. It's a really, really messed up Christmas story if you haven't read it, but you should check it out. The last thing that I want to talk about, especially from the books that are distributed by Lunar, is a series that was just announced this past week. The other series, next to Department of Truth, that I've gotten the most questions about when is it coming back is Nice House on the Lake. And it just announced that the second cycle of the Nice House saga is going to be releasing this July from DC Black. And it is going to be called Nice House by the Sea. And what that means and how that properly connects to everything else. Like if you read the first Nice House, you know that every single, down to the first issue, we didn't tell you what was coming in that first issue, and I'm not going to tell you this time either. We've got lots of twists and turns. Nice House is maybe the most personal thing that I've ever written. It reflects me in a very, very deep way, and it reflects the sort of work that I want to tell. And so please buy it. It's really good. And Alvaro is just, the pages that are coming in are just absolutely stunning. The work that Alvaro and Jordi are doing on this book is just absolutely unbelievable. And that's, these are the books distributed by Lunar. I'm not going to talk about everything happening in the Slaughterverse with Something is Killing the Children. I'm not going to talk about Blue Book out over at Dark Horse, or The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, which once that trade comes out, it should be on any of your Pride Month displays. I write a lot of comic books. I love comic books. My life is comic books. I created a company so that I could spend the rest of my life making the comic books that I want to make, to put them into your shops and make them and give you things that you can sell to your customers. And that's my deepest passion. I have built an incredible team at Tiny Onion. We've got a booth. Courtney, what's my booth number? 2074. And Eric and Courtney, please stand up. This is Eric Harper and Courtney Naast, which is my head of editorial and my head of production at Tiny Onion. The Tiny Onion team is expanding. We are doing a lot of stuff. You're going to see our name popping up in every corner of this industry. I'm nothing if not ambitious. I have lots of plans, and there are so many things I can't even tell you yet that I wish I could. And this weekend is a big start of that. Us having this big booth over at 2074. We also have our first line of Tiny Onion merch, including this shirt, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'm really, really happy about it. And then beyond that, we are going to be doing, we're putting together a preferred retailers list that's going to allow us to talk to you directly about the sorts of, the books that we're doing, the books that we're putting out across all of our publishers. It's the thing that, you know, back when I first started my newsletter, the thing that I knew that because I work with a bunch of different publishers, I'm the one that can message how you can sell one book from one publisher and one book from another publisher. And like, if you like Department of Truth, you can sell a copy of Blue Book to that fan. Like, there are things like that that we know how to do, we know how to sell, and we want to help you sell our books. And beyond that, we're going to be making more merch. Our second merch line is going to be built around Something is Killing the Children in the Slaughterverse, and it's going to be look just as cool as this stuff. And to get, you know, to be able to get wholesale prices from all of us, get on that preferred retailers list. And right after this, find Eric and Courtney. They'll get your emails. They'll help you get on that list. And yeah, that's everything. Yeah, thank you so much.
En dit is weer een hele lange rij. Dit keer niet voor een panel, dit keer niet voor een signing, maar voor hele belangrijke dingen tijdens de Comic Con. En dat is, ik ben er bijna, ja, je kan het best raden, dat is de bar. Waar je een tientje betaalt voor een biertje en $5 voor water. En al deze mensen hebben dorst.
I want to see it now.
So while he's walking that up, speaking of pictures, y'all are here this weekend. You're going to be at the autograph table.
Yes, we are. We just spent all day taking pictures and signing stuff, and we'll be here tomorrow doing it till like 3 o'clock. Then we get on a plane and go to Jersey.
Derek Kim, die kennen jullie natuurlijk van The Last Mermaid. Ik ken je niet, dan moet je die nu moet je hebben. En dit is, hi Derek, how are you doing?
Hello, how's it going?
Tell us about The Last Mermaid.
The Last Mermaid is about a mermaid trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic wasteland where there's no water. And she rides around in this contraption here, which is like a mecha filled with water. But the water gets toxic after a while, so she has to find fresh water all the time. And there's a larger story that's going to be revealed in a couple of issues.
Why did you choose to publish it in this format?
Well, if you look at the panel ratios, it's in this kind of like 16 by 1 kind of panel. And I wanted it to be an 8-panel grid. And in a regular comic format, the panels got way too small. And then also on top of that, it makes it more of like a more kind of cinematic, for lack of a better word, use of the format. So because it's wider, it gives, I think, a broader scope to the world and shows off the world more. And then on top of that, this ratio, when you open it up to 2 pages, it actually fills the 2 pages almost perfectly. So it fits 4, 2, and then 1 large.
And in a time where there are a lot of miniseries, this one is maxi series, right? You just told me.
Yes, it is going to be 25 to 30 issues when the story's completely done. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
C2E2 dag 1 was fantastisch. Het is een beetje raar op het gebied van panels hier zo, want er gaat bijna niks over comics. Morgen hebben ze er 2, maar die zijn wel tegelijkertijd, dus ik weet niet wat ik weet. Ik mag trouwens ook niet opnemen tijdens panels. Dat waren de negatieve dingen. De leuke dingen is, ik heb een hele tas met allemaal dingen gekocht. Er staat iemand nou een heel boos naar me te kijken. Zo van, gast, schiet op in het rare taaltje van je. C2E2, dag 1, was helemaal top.